it's really being slow. I don't know if it's recording or not. Let's just go. We'll find out eventually. I didn't get a countdown, so there's that. Let's do problem number 10. Like I said, I've just been doing random ones, but if I say log base 7 of 5 minus 4x is equal to log base 7. Shh, guys, be quiet. You need to listen. You can't talk and listen to me, and right now you need to listen to me. Now, one of the properties of logs, and I don't know if you picked up on this, we covered them a while back, is that I could literally just say 5 minus 4x, because they have to equal the same thing. They're the same base, so I could just think of them as whatever this is, right? Because we said that log base b is equal to y. Well, isn't that the same as log base b should equal to y? Except we have two different y's, right? But they should be equal to each other, right? So then from here, what we would do is we would add 4x to this side. I get 5 equals 7x minus 2, add 2, add 2. I get 7 equals 7x, or, yeah, divide both sides by 7, I get 1 equals x. Now, that's an easy one. Another way I could do this is I could literally graph it. So when I graph it, here's what I want you to do. You're going to graph one side. You're just going to say y equals log base 7. Oh, that 7 looks like a z. 7 in parentheses 5 minus 4x. I know I'm writing fast. I'm sorry. I'll slow down. I saw people getting frustrated with me. Log base 7. And then I'm going to graph the right-hand side. And write this down in your notes. The intersection, the x value is the solution. So when I graph these two graphs where they intersect, the x value is the solution. So if you totally screw up the properties of logs, don't panic. You can still find the answer. Okay, so I'll leave that up there. While you guys are writing that down, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Desmos on my other screen here. Alright, so let me show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to type in y equals, now to get the logs, let me make this big so you can see it. To get the different logs, I got to go here. See this little keyboard here? Everybody look up at the screen so you can figure this out. You're going to go to Functions. You're going to scroll down. And by the way, when you go to work on this worksheet on your own, if you forget and you want me to show you, just come up to my desk. And I'm going to hit the one that has log A. So you come down here, see where it says log A. Truthfully, they should put that as a B, but whatever. This is log. This is what we call the common log. The common log is 10. Common log just means it has a base of 10. We use a decimal system, so that's why it's called the common log. We don't write the 10 down. Okay, but this one, because it has a log base 7, I'm going to click on this one. If you notice, it has a little subscript there, so I can plug in the 7, right? And then I do the left-hand side of the equal sign. I'm going to say 5 minus 4x. That's in red. And then the next one would be y equals, I'm going to hit this log base again of 7. And then I'm going to do the right-hand side of the equal sign, which is 3x minus 2. Close the parentheses. And I'll show you how to do that on the fancy calculator in a minute. But look at here. They intersect each other at x equals 1. Well, that's what we said the answer was. Does that make sense? So that's how you double check it. Which question was that? Was that 12? I'm going to run through it again.
It was 10. That's
10? Okay.
I did it on my calculator.
Hold on. Yeah, I'm going to run through it on the regular calculator
Do we
now.
have to do it both ways, or can I just do it one way?
Well, okay. So that's a valid question. On some of these questions, you have to use the calculator. So a lot of the questions are rigged up where you can use these properties. So I'm okay if you use the calculator in this situation. Does that make sense?
So you're just telling me to find the answer, whatever works.
I would, if we weren't, we're a little short on time too, so I want to kind of check this off the list and start reviewing for the final. All right, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Which I'm sure you guys don't mind. Do you guys mind?
No, I don't mind.
Okay. All right. So, whoops. Remember, one last thing. Remember that the x value of where they intersect, this is the solution. Okay? That's the solution. All right, real quick, let me show you how to do this on the graphing calculator. Same thing, you're going to come in here, you go to y equals. Let me show you how to put that in there. So remember, does anybody in here remember what we hit to get the log with the base and stuff?
Yeah.
What is it?
Math.
Yeah. So if we hit math and we go down to the bottom, see where that says log base? So you hit the math button, you go all the way down to the bottom to where it says log base. If you hit enter, that pulls up basically the same thing. So you enter in your 7, then in parentheses you're going to put 5 minus 4x, go down to the next one. Same thing, hit log, go down to the bottom. Hit 7, then plug in 3x minus 2. And I'm going to zoom standard just to make sure. Yep. Now here's the tricky part, is making sure that that's where they cross. So what's the word above the trace button? Cal. So I'm going to hit second trace, which pulls up this calculate menu. Which one of these options do you think I'm going to select if I'm trying to find the intersection? Intersect, right? So I'm going to go down to intersect. So now you got to read this carefully. This cursor, I want to try to move that to where I think it is, but see how it says red, first curve, and then all the letters are in blue? Well, you guys don't have colors on your calculators. Wah, wah. But it'll say first curve. That's just Y1. Okay, so you want to get that as close as you can to the intersection. Then you hit enter, and then it'll say your Y2 function, whatever you plug in for Y2. Again, try to get that cursor as close as you can, hit enter. And then lastly down here it'll say guess. Again, try to get as close as you can, hit enter, and it'll tell you the intersection. When x equals 1, y equals 0. Does that make sense? Okay, so let me take a screenshot of that too. So on all of these problems, you're just going to graph the left-hand side of the equal sign, and then you're going to graph the right-hand side of the equal sign, and then find out where they intersect. Now, some of them have really big numbers, so it's easier to do it in Desmos because it's a little easier to find the intersection in Desmos. You just click on it and it'll tell you the intersection. Also, it's a lot easier to zoom in and out. You kind of do the two, like almost on your cell phone, right? Like on your Chromebooks, you just zoom in and out by sliding your fingers together or apart, right? This one, you gotta, it's harder. Okay. Are there any questions? All right, cool.